So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the sales insights reports and how we can extract intelligence from what we call our behavioral intelligence from the linguistic patterns used in your conversations. This allows us to analyze any text source, data feeds like Twitter, Facebook communication feeds, or audio calls or video calls. And one of the things we can do is we can actually analyze every call, and this is just part of the data, for example. So I can actually look at the sentiment that was on this call and I can look for changes. So for example, the person I was talking to, how did sentiment change? Or did the call end happy? Did the call end sad? Did the call just be average across the threshold? But then we can actually dive into things like cognitive processing. We can actually determine if you're very analytical thinking and you're speaking very analytically, and by doing so it actually requires people to think more, and with them thinking more you slow down the decision making process and you can overwhelm them faster. So there's a lot of impacts that most salespeople aren't aware when they're in their communication style. So I can actually look at everyone that was on this call. So I can actually look at this. I can actually see how we all ranked insights, if we were certainty, if we were talking about comparisons, if I was giving people the information. We can actually assess people's personality styles and their traits based on the language they use as part of the call. I can look at cognitive process and what they also call as cognitive load. And cognitive load is actually how much am I overwhelming the people I'm talking to? Am I overwhelming them too much? Is it okay? Are they happy? Is the overwhelm starting to get too much towards the end of the call? We can actually see that this call was 24 minutes in length, so we can actually see how all the parties changed and varied based on the call itself. There's a whole lot of things you can actually do, like how certain were the people I was talking to as a result of the end of the call. And there's a whole lot of great insights. This is just, there's over 100 insights we actually provide people with actionable data from analyzing the trigger words, so the adjectives that are actually used in the conversations, and we actually compare those. So we compare the adjectives used by each person, and did you use the person you're speaking to's language to connect with them, or did you use a different set of adjectives? Adjectives, if you're unaware, are what they call buying words, trigger words, just hot phrases, and they're actually showing you what I'm most interested in when I'm communicating with those. So this is all important information that you need to be aware of and look through. It's also, you can look at drives, motivations, how am I connecting, and what's most important to each person based on these dynamics. And this is just part of what's available. If you want to know more about this and find out more, reach out to us and let's have a call.